the type of vegetarian that I was raised is sort of a religious vegetarian where it's just a sin to kill animals, eat them. And so if you just basically eliminate high quality animal foods, the protein percent of your diet actually goes significantly down because all of your plant foods on average have a lower protein percent than all of your animal foods on average. So it's actually like a slight downgrade to just decide I'm going to religiously avoid animal products. Well, okay, there is some magic there, and that's when it comes to energy density. So there are two huge drivers of ad lib caloric intake. The first one is protein percentage. It's the biggest one. That's the most important one. That's probably the biggest lever anyone can pull. The second one is energy density of the diet. And basically, the lower the energy density of your diet, the less calories you're going to automatically eat, the less ad lib calories you're going to eat. So, what happens when you go on like a whole foods plant based diet is the energy density of your diet just immediately goes way down. I mean, like you look at the Kevin Hall study last year where he put people on like a high fat keto group and then a low fat plant based group. The keto group was animal, and the low fat group was plant based, and the low fat plant based group ate 700 calories a day less automatically with unlimited access to food. But it turns out they had half the energy density of the overall diet compared to the higher fat, lower carb, keto, animal based side. So if you're just going on a whole plant food diet, you're cutting your energy density maybe in half, which is a huge driver. Now, you can actually have the best of both worlds where you're eating high quality animal proteins, but you're getting the leanest ones you can and ones that have a super low energy density as well, like egg whites, amazingly low energy density. The egg whites are ridiculously awesome because it has, it's 100% protein and a super low energy density. You can just eat pounds of this stuff for almost no calories. Right. So if you're really smart, you're marrying those two together. But I would say that anyone who goes plant-based, instant win to a certain degree because you're cutting energy density in half.
Yeah, so I always joke that I'm 50% carnivore and 50% vegan. So the idea is like really energy dense.
Introduction to all this was, basically like Atkins way back in the day. And I had patients who just said, oh, hey, I just stopped eating carbs and boom, I lost 30 pounds and instantly cured my diabetes and my blood pressure's gone. I threw all my meds in the trash. And this just blew me away. And I saw this over and over. People who if you just tell people don't eat carbs, there's so much junk that they're cutting out that it's kind of like this instant win. But it's a win to a point. And then, like I said, if you're replacing these carbs with high energy density, high fat, low protein percent stuff, you're going to stall out really hard and go nowhere. And that's what happens to so many people on a low carb diet. But so then for me, like paleo came along and it was a little bit more nuanced. It was like, okay, you can eat some carbs, just don't eat these processed refined carbs in this certain category. And what it turns out is that this category is foods that are super low in protein percent and super low in minerals and energy density, in nutrient density. So you're basically eliminating a lot of high energy density foods and replacing them with higher nutrient density, lower energy density foods. And so paleo was like one rung on the ladder better than just low carb. I had to fall through all of these and research them all. And then finally I could zoom out and see the whole big picture and what all the drivers are. And the reason every diet has a certain amount of success is because they're pulling the same levers: higher nutrient density, lower energy density, higher protein percentage. These are all like kind of different sides of the same coin. So anything you can do to increase protein percent, increase nutrient density, lower energy density, basically lower refined carbs, lower refined fats, processed carbs and fats, you're going to win. And so all of these diet religions are doing the same thing, a little bit of different parts of all of these things. And once you kind of get the big picture, you can kind of zoom out and pick and choose, and you don't have to be religious, and you get to be agnostic with your diet, which is kind of my goal.
Annotated and summarized, easy to share with loved ones. The description below the title for this video has these summary points.